Blessings. Yeah, it really do be the ego and the audacity. The ego will play with play with itself to live in its own delusion, whereas it needs the audience, it needs that validation, it needs that attention in order to feed the audacity. It's like some people are so spiritually broken that their own spiritual bank account, their own spiritual piggy bank is broke. You know, they're ones that gotta speak on those that are spiritually healthy. There you go. They gotta speak about them as if they are spiritually broken too. Speak as if they still need some healing. They gotta talk about them as if they are still broken and fucked up. But if you listen close enough, a person is really honestly given to speak. They're talking about themselves and how they need the healing. They are pointing out what is the wealth in someone else, not themselves. They're not only robbing the next person by way of taking their energy, draining their energy, filling it, replacing it with not only negativity or toxicity, but the woes of their need to heal. Like some people will come to you so spiritually fucked up that the only person that they can speak to and heal with is the Most High. But most are more that's why it's so easy to speak to anybody, anybody willing to listen, anybody's just there with an ear, a shoulder crying, even if all of them is false tears. It's like some people just need to hear themselves speak, but use another name as if that other person is just as broken. You got to give it to people that really needs the therapy, that really needs the help, but truly do scream it out in others' names. As if those are the people that need that. Steady pointing that one finger, yet forgetting all about those pointing at themselves. You got to know when to walk away from folk that truly do just advocate for their downfalls, yet try to trip motherfuckers to make them fall so that they have something to talk about. Anyways, y'all, it's like some people will do what they do, or they choose to, and it really does benefit them to. It's like abuse of others' mentals, because some do give space to let people freely speak with them, and that's empathy, that's compassion. But a thief, that's a snake biting, but you can't hear the hissing part. But the problem with that is this, y'all. A person like that will run into its own snake that will do the same thing, but use shit. They will replace that name with their name, and it goes round and round. Bullshit. A lie will never really have a face. It will never truly have one face. It'll have multiple faces. You already know the liar for you. You already know the snake that bit you type shit, right? Anyways, yo, know the most I got you.